A few months ago, I was being held captive by the YouTube algorithm, and as I was fighting my way back up the recommended page in hope of obtaining a more productive lifestyle, I stumbled across a YouTube video, a video essay all about how to create a memorable film. I thought, my goodness, this is a very important subject, because so many people think they are working on the greatest film of all time, only to have absolutely no one care about it once it comes out. And as a filmmaker myself, I don't want my life's work to be forgotten if I ever make life's work. That's just not trendy. So I watched this video essay to see how I can make my work unforgettable. Unfortunately, I forgot the title of the video essay and I can't find it anymore. Maybe it got removed, I don't know. If you happen to know what video I'm talking about, let me know, but I'll go ahead and summarize it for you. Basically, the video had 3 main points. To be memorable, a film needs to have interesting writing, interesting cinematography, and interesting music. Or was it interesting acting, cinematography, and music? Was production design in there? No, I think it was maybe writing, interesting writing. Well, I don't know. It wasn't a very helpful video essay. Basically, all it was saying is to make your film memorable, you need to make it interesting. Also, if you'd like to know how to breathe, you need to inhale oxygen. Technically, they're 2 separate statements, but one usually assumes the other. So I'll go ahead and add my own thoughts to this topic. What makes a film interesting and therefore memorable? Just thinking back on all the memorable movies and shows I've seen, every one of them has been memorable because it's unique. I go away feeling like I've never seen or heard or witnessed anything quite like this before. Some movies are this way by nature of their creators. If you're crazy enough already, anything you make will automatically ooze your own uniqueness and memorability.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Though just because your work is memorable does not make it necessarily good.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
But what can us relatively normal people do? I mean, I'm wearing a penguin bow tie, but I don't think that necessarily qualifies me as an eccentric artist. How about we look at some of the sanest people in the film industry today, and yet they've still produced some of the most memorable movies of the past few decades. Pixar. When looking at the behind-the-scenes footage of different Pixar movies, you can see how much care and detail goes into every decision. And one detail sticks out to me. Everything has a purpose. There's a reason why each element exists. The movie Wall-E is probably the best example, as it's a message movie. The message to protect the environment means the movie itself has a purpose for existing, to teach an audience. But there are so many details that have purpose within that larger purpose.
On an average day, assume I'm making a decision every 3.5 minutes.
From the character design.
I shaded this tiny cockroach here, and because we didn't know if you would see him close up or far away, we put a lot of detail into him.
To the dialogue or lack thereof.
We need something that sounds sad but slightly hopeful, and then you just go through all these sounds.
Wally, Wally.
Even the pop culture references have meaning. Wall-E watches the old musical Hello Dolly, a musical about both travel and exploration and love and romance. I think the inclusion of Hello Dolly even works on a more conceptual level, as it was the last of the great musicals. Folks in 1969 were sick of musicals by the time it came out, took them for granted, and Hello Dolly flopped at the box office. The genre basically petered out, just like people may have taken the Earth for granted, and in this film, it too has petered out. Contrast Wall-E with another animated film about robots. Robots. When I said that movie title, you probably thought to yourself, oh yeah, Robots, I remember that movie. Which means it's a forgettable movie, because people only say, oh yeah, I remember, about things they had forgotten up until that point. When I said Wall-E, you probably didn't think anything, most likely because you knew exactly what movie I was talking about. The image came to mind instantly. So let's talk about robots. What makes robots forgettable? There still seems to be passion, drive, and creativity behind it. But one thing that's missing is no one ever seems to stop and ask, why? Why are we doing this way? What's the purpose of this movie, or the things inside it? Wall-E featured Hello Dolly to demonstrate proper character motivation and provide thematic metaphor. Robots plays Eye of the Tiger in this scene because, what, it sounds cool? And they wanted a cool sounding song? Wall-E's character design purposefully is square and utilitarian, not humanoid, to reflect that he is a flat art character, meant to change the more malleable characters around him. What's the point of the robots' character designs? They were all inspired by different mechanical items, yeah, but why those items? Why those designs? If you watch the cast interviews, you'll notice something about each of the characters.
Piper is the tomboy kid sister of the Rusties.
Living basically day to day.
He's kind of like the Incredible Hulk.
Who has trouble controlling his emotions.
I think Ratchet's misunderstood.
Cappy is the love interest.
He's the head of a, sort of a global corporation, and,
She sort of stands up and goes against the other robots who are in power.
he's a bit ambitious.
I'm playing Rodney Copperbottom, I suppose the young country bumpkin robot.
These are all cliches. That's what happens when you don't stop to ask why. Your brain just automatically fills in the last thing it saw, and you write the rote and forget about it. But if you forget about it, so will your audience. There's a fantastic TED Talk out there by Simon Sinek. I recommend you watch it right after this video is done. In it, he says there are 3 questions everyone asks about an endeavor: what, how, and why. Unsuccessful people work from the outside in. What? I want to make a movie about robots. How? We'll take a story about people and replace them with robots. Then they can go on all sort of wacky adventures. Why? Why? Do we need a why? I don't know. I guess we'll put in a message about being inventive or being true to yourself or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. However, successful folks start from the inside out. Why? I love this earth and I want to encourage others to protect it out of love. How? I want to show them normally unfeeling people still connect with each other and this earth and protect the planet. What? Here's what we'll do. We'll make a romance movie about cleanup robots called Wall-E. The reason Pixar is one of the sanest companies in Hollywood is they keep a regular 40-hour work week. Considering that almost all other production companies, live action or animation, usually cram in an 80-plus hour work week, Pixar's productions get stretched out way longer than others. In fact, the idea for Wall-E came to director Andrew Stanton all the way back in 1994. The film didn't come out till 2008. Asking why is going to add a lot of time and a lot of effort. But anything worth doing is worth doing well. If you don't put forth the effort in creating, your audience is not going to put forth effort in remembering. So when creating any work, don't ask yourself, what should it be? Ask yourself, why should it be?